does here. Going to do a power ranking after week 8. Let's get into it. The first tier. I think there's only one team at the moment. It's Sky Gary. I don't think any team is record wise. It's he's on top, and I don't think any team is close. Beating this team. It's so unbeatable. This team this season. And I tell you why. Okay, he's got a couple of injuries going on right now, so he might lose a game or two. But he's so unbeatable because he's basically punting, 3, 4 categories. And the category with the highest variance is the steals and blocks. But he's got so many guys that just getting so many steals, which is, Ben Simmons, yes, we know he's a good steals guy. Dejounte Murray, yes. But the emergence of OG and Drew Holiday getting 2 steals a game, they should be like 1.4, 1.5 guys. But if they can stay at 2, I just don't know anybody in the league can just catch up. Just too many steals. Um, he's basically got 4 guys averaging 2 steals. That's just hard. And he also I thought that one of his weakest categories blocks, but Clint Capella been blocking a lot of shots, and he's got Nerlens Noel. In the short term, he's gonna. I mean, even in 15 to 20 minutes, he can block you like 1.5. And he picked up another big thing is he picked up Derek White and Jacob Pertl. Those 2 guys are big blocks guys playing for the Spurs, right? So I thought some teams in the league they might be able to challenge him in blocks, but he just picked up those guys just so giving you so many blocks. So those are the 2 highest variance category, and he just got it. Basically get those guys off the and like a guy like Delon Wright, right? Just giving also a lot of stocks. Getting those guys out of the waiver wire really solidified basically those he makes sure that the stocks he's gonna win every week in and out. The others have like a slight less variance. He's got a lot of rebound, That's also he's got 3 guys that's grabbing over 11 rebounds, and I don't think anybody in the league is close on getting those. The only way might be beating him is now it's looking like try to get more, out assist this guy, but getting fewer steals. Getting fewer turnovers. Because he does have a decent amount of turnovers. He got a couple guys that are pretty, over 3 turnovers a game. So some teams, but usually when you have a lot of turnovers, if you got a Harden, you got a Westbrook, you got a LeBron, your turnover is probably higher than his team. So it's just it's hard to beat this team at the moment, but we will see, right? The steals and blocks, there's still very high variance in my opinion. Even you have, let's say, even he has your team is pretty good in those 2 categories. Even he has like a 70% chance in beating you in steals and blocks, but to win both, that's already 50-50. So it's still a variance game. We'll see, but the team's gotta start realizing, just to beat him, you gotta get more stocks. Rebound and field goal, that's pretty tough, I think. You can't just get a 13 rebound guy off the waiver wire. You know what I'm saying? In tier 2, I think the couple teams. I would put 2 teams to be honest with you. Dr. Wabai and B More Team Baltimore. Wabai, he's tier 2. He's not in tier 1. I just think given the team currently constructed, it's hard to beat Sky Gary. I mean, it's very hard. He's got some guys just don't really give him any stocks, and Andre Drummond is. Maybe Andre Drummond go to the Raptors. He might able to out rebound. Sky Gary, I still don't think so. He's got so many guys just grab 0 rebounds, right? He's got to drop at least 4 or 5 guys, right? Tim Hardaway Jr., I don't know why Wabai likes this guy. It's probably a drop to me. Patty Mills, Grayson Allen. Wabai likes to get those guards for whatever reason. He's got a decent amount of points because Joel Embiid and Zach LaVine been averaging 30. Right after that, I don't know. And D'Angelo Russell just doesn't make too much sense on his team. He picked up Tyrese Halliburton, right, off the waiver wire, which is a great pickup. He give you a lot of assists, but Wabai just doesn't have that many assists. Just got LaMelo Ball, 6 assists, and that's it. He doesn't have a lot of, and LaMelo Ball is playing so well, and one of the biggest strength of LaMelo Ball is getting you those assists. But I'm just not sure Wabai can win assists versus a lot of teams. But overall, this team, a lot of counting stats. He definitely won the trade. Trading Harden for like Joel Embiid is, just one for one. Joel Embiid is outperforming Harden at the moment, right? Plus, he gets a Zach LaVine who's been just incredible, this season. I think Zach LaVine is gonna fall off. He's not gonna shoot 52%. I just don't, and I think once the shooting fall off, he'll be like a top 20, top 5 guy, top 25 guy. But mainly just give you a lot of scoring, which doesn't really help. Like if we just talk about the best team in the league, it doesn't really help if even he's top 45. It doesn't matter. Sky Gary's gonna beat him. So yeah, just right now this team, if you play some other team, yeah, can get easy wins versus like a lot of the teams in the league. But I guess against Scary, I'm not so sure. So it's tier two. Another team in this is a B more team. Baltimore is also in tier two. YPC. I wasn't really high on YPC because one of the biggest reasons is he doesn't have a top 5 or top 10 player. Right? Who is his best player? Malcolm Brogdon? Maybe a top 25 guy. So he's got a one top 25 guy. Okay, Chris Middleton actually his best player. But he doesn't have a single guy inside a top 20. So I don't really like that. He's got a pretty well-rounded team. Now he tried to improve his free throw, sure. Right? His field goal, his free throw a lot better now, compared to, a couple weeks ago. So his efficiency definitely improved. Somewhat he's got 2 guys that's grabbing 11 rebounds, although Ernest Cantor might lose value down the road, right? Actually, definitely lose value. And I think Randall's going to fall off as well. So he has a lot of rebound at the moment, but when we get to the playoff, what do we know? He's got a decent amount of assists, right? Two 6 assist guys, but he doesn't have, if also his team is fairly healthy, I think, compared to other teams. I just look at this team. A lot of guys are overperforming. Terry Rozier ranked 31st. Julius Randle overperforming. Malcolm Brogdon overperforming. But maybe they're not. They can do this all season, right? We don't know. And he's got a lot of guys just have really, like, Norman Powell has been like a top 25 guy in the past 2 weeks. Just shooting the ball incredibly well, over 50% every game, scoring over 20 points. Right? His last 7 days is 24 points. 4 rebounds, like nothing else, but the efficiency has been insane. And same thing with Thaddeus Young. I think Thaddeus Young going to lose value now that whose name is back, Wendell Carter Jr. So he's going to lose some assists. Steals from Thaddeus Young. Thaddeus is really good, like top 50, 60 player easily. So just a lot of, I don't know, just everything just tells me this team is going to fall off. But at the moment, tier 2, no problem. Gotta show respect, tier 2. But I just don't think there's like much room to grow here. I don't think Devin Booker is going to be better. I think Brandon Ingram might get you some steals, a little bit more steals, but that's about it. I don't think Shea is all of a sudden going to be an 85% free throw shooter. The counting stats looked okay to me. I just don't think you average 25 points. Like 23 is good enough. That's what Shea does. Maybe a little bit more defensive stats, specifically steals. But that's it. I just don't think he has huge room to grow and only room to, only go down. But for now, tier 2, sure. And the tier 3s, I think Kawhi Leonard's laugh is honestly tier 2 or tier 1. I think he probably has a chance to beat Sky Gary, I think. But he's tier 3. I think 4 teams in tier 3 is Dream Shakers, Kawhi Leonard's laugh, Horky, and Moondust, my team. Leaders team, I think, might just moving to tier 2 now that Jared Allen is freed. Leader has a chance to beat Sky Gary, in my opinion. It's about the block numbers, right? He's got two great shot blocker on his team. And Michael Porter Jr. and Mikal Bridges been blocking shots this season, right? Michael Porter Jr. is a literally 7-footer. So I wouldn't be surprised he can give you 1.5 blocks per game. 1.3, 1.4. That's good. And Mikal Bridges, no steals this season, but he's been blocking shots. Although he hasn't blocked a shot in three days. 3 games. Derek Basley blocking shots, right? He's kind of like a big man build. Luka Doncic, a lot of rebound as well as a point guard. So on a good week, he could challenge Scott Gary. Drop some guys like Eric Bledsoe. Get a bunch of big centers that can block shots, and he has the ability to beat Scott Gary. We don't know if Jerry Allen can play 30 minutes. I think he's one of the biggest block guys in the league. Can average 2. I mean, he's no Miles Turner, sure, but a collection of those guys can challenge Scott Gary, and I think Leader. We'll see. He might just be tier 2 next week on my list. And also depend on Chris Boucher. He can also block 2.5 to 3 shots. Right? Just gotta pick up those guys on the waiver wire. A lot of guys on the have the upside on the waiver wire. Just one injury away. Right? Kawhi Leonard, I think is honestly tier 2, tier 1. His record, he lost to Wapai, kind of unlucky last week. Let's see what happened. And his cat just didn't even. Let's see. The field goal was close. The 3 was close. The points were close, right? 3 categories were close. So if they run it back, I mean, Wapai's got some injuries, but I think Kawhi Leonard's team is probably. Who did he have? Oh, Kawhi Leonard also missed a couple games, a game or 2. So it's really close. If Kawhi just play one more game, so really close. I understand both sides got some injuries, but I think this team can challenge Scott Gary. Honestly, he's got the biggest block guy in the entire league. Miles Turner. And he's got Karl Anthony Towns. If he had Nerlens Noel, if he just picked Nerlens Noel or Jakob Poeltl, he probably has more blocks than Scott Garrett. It's just 1 or 2 guys picks away, right? It just depends on what you're doing. I think this team can really be the best. He's got Cat and Kawhi, which both of them are top 5, and he drafted Miles Turner where? Very late, sure, 77. He's gonna be a top 15 guy. So there you go. And he's got Ja Morant is underperforming, sure. He's gonna still give you the assist. Mike Conley, another great pick, giving you those steals and assists. DeMar DeRozan giving you those assists. So he's had a lot of assists as well. So scary team, but just maybe a bit unlucky losing them. And Horky's team is tier 3. I don't think Horky can. The biggest problem. I don't know. I have to keep beating this drum. He's a guard team. He doesn't have enough scoring. And that's it. Right? He's got Draymond Green, which just hurt him so much. Trae Young is not going to be a 30-point scorer. More like a 25, 26, 27. I can see that. But not 30 points. Paul George is not even going to score 24 points. He probably scored low 21, 22. It's not like he's attempting more shots. His insane usage in OKC is no longer here this season. It's just he's shooting 51%, which is not gonna stick. Just not enough scoring, but he does have a lot of assists. Yes, he does have a lot of steals. He's got Fred VanVleet is a 2 steals guy. Marcus Smart could be a 2 steals. He could challenge. Scott Gary in steals, right? Maybe when it's like 60-40 when he plays Scott Gary, the steals department. And he actually one of those field teams, because he's a unique build, he might have an opportunity to beat Scott Gary, right? If he had just not have a bit low turnovers, because he's got so many steals, right? So that's Gorky's in tier 3, and there is my team is also in tier 3. It's my team, it's it's an all guard team. I got Curry, who's been playing so well. This is basically his MVP season numbers. But because right now in the league, so many people are shooting threes, right? The 5 threes doesn't seem that much compared to 2016. My team, I have decent assists. I'm a guard team. I have I actually have decent scoring, but at the moment I just got a bunch of guys that because I'm playing YP this week, I got a strategy going on. So I'm just I have like one of the most points. I have a lot of threes. I have a lot of my free throw is okay. Although I lost two close matchup just because I lost free throw very closely. But my free throw overall should be pretty okay. I have a lot of threes, so I have like all the guard stats. Like overall, I think my team is better than Horky's. I have more points, and I probably has more assists as well, more threes, more scoring. It's just 4-4. You can't really argue. It's tier three at the moment. Maybe it can move up to tier 3 or 2, depending on how I do next couple weeks. And I think I gotta put Nate Robinson, Knockout Daniels team, and Lian's team, triple double Noah's in tier 3 as well. I think those two teams they just having some bad beats or some injuries. Nate's team in particular, he actually has a great team. Individually those players are all decent. RJ is probably a drop at this point, although he's having a great night tonight. Jamal Murray is a bust, so we understand that. But you obviously not dropping. Harrison Barnes is great. Porzingis is great. Meiji Ibaka is a drop. But the rest of the team, everybody is valuable. Like I wouldn't say, oh wow, okay, why you have this guy on the team? Everybody is doing something, contributing to the team. But it just collectively put them together. This team doesn't make too much sense. His field goal, just the true efficiencies not so great, and a lot of scoring. Sure, the free throw is bad. Some threes, but not a lot. I see some assists here and there. I see some rebound here and there. I see some steals, but just not one category that really stands out. So this team is also in tier 3. I think can make the playoffs. Maybe cannot go deep. Triple double Naz Lian's team. He's got John Collins this year, who's been disappointing. But it's not like he drafted him this high, right? It's just he was so good last season. He was 7th ranked player, 42nd. Yeah, this is fine. Like John Collins is gonna be in the top 50 rank, but just look at the numbers across the board. 18 points is good. 7.8 rebound is really mad, and he's shooting 85% from the free throw line, not blocking shots, not getting the defensive stats. 7.8 blocks is for John Collins. With the arrival of Clay Campbell, he's just the rebound dip. He could be a 10 rebound guy. 7.8 is kind of a pretty big drop off, in my opinion. But he's got Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal, so his scoring is really really solid, right? He also got C.J. McCollum still out. But as a guard team, right? He's got a few big men here and there. Like he drafted really well. He's got Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, and Vucevic. That's 3 top 10, top 12 guys in my opinion, right? C.J. McCollum, who's also has been a top 10, was a top 10 guy before he got hurt. So, I like the team, but just maybe not lucky here and there. Lost some close ones. He lost to YP last week. Let's see what happened. Which category did he lose? Barely lost the assist and threes. Also, threes lost a lot. But hey, you never know, right? It's just full assist away. So this team is also in tier 3 and tier 4. Just teams that probably gonna miss the playoffs at this point. I put 80% is Will's team, Team Vignesh Patel and King Sheep. Will's team just got some nice pieces. I'm not even sure he's playing at the moment. So let's see. He lost to Sky Gary 6-3. He actually put up a pretty close fight. If the efficiencies went well and a bit more assists, he could have won, right? Did he even play last week? I'm not sure. And 0 acquisitions. So if you're not playing, probably gonna put you in tier 4. And Vignesh, he played me last week. His top 3 picks are really good, I think. KD, Jimmy Butler, although who's been out half of the season, almost half the season, came back, played really well over the past couple weeks, right? Look at this number: 23 points, 8 rebound, 8 assists, 1.3 steals. Really, really nice numbers from Jimmy Butler. I like Jimmy Butler a lot. Rudy Gobert, big man team. He's got potential, but just a lot of injuries. And a lot of guys I don't really like on their team, and just can't really win a game. Can't put together, he got 2 wins. Sorry, but there's not one category that I look at this team and be like, wow, that team really strong. And I think King Sheep is probably gonna miss the playoffs at this point because he's got Anthony Davis. And I think he should probably give up at this point. Anthony Davis is gonna be out a couple weeks. Christian Wood is out. That's probably his. You know, he's got like 3 top 15 players. I consider Wood a top 15 player, AD a top 15 player, and Kyrie obviously a top 15 player. But AD has been underperforming all season. Christian Wood is is really really nice, but he keeps getting hurt. He sprained his ankle, missed a week, came back, played a few games, and missed again. So you just wonder and then he missed 6 games, missed 3 games. He missed 9 games already. So when he's playing, yes, he's putting up great stat, but no availability. What else can you do, right? I think she's probably gonna miss the playoff this season. And Victor Oladipo is also missing out on the games, so also hurt this game. What else can you do? And that's it for the power ranking this week. I'll see you guys later.